I need to assemble a team, but I can't reboot DedSec alone. Let me break into London CTOS and see who's available.
Hold L1 to profile the spider bot.
I'm Claire Waters, and we've been discussing the hacktivist, now alleged terrorist group, DedSec, on this week's
You could also
Buccaneer
just tap
Radio.
it.
I have Colin calling in. Colin, what's your take?
Now, I've been saying from the start we should have rounded up DedSec and thrown them in jail. Now,
Oh,
I
it's
say
the
they
trouble
should
with
all
that
be
jump.
lined up and shot.
You don't find it awfully convenient that they've been fingered as the attackers, but we've seen no proof?
Look at Tone! Look at our city! What more proof do you need?
Well, Colin, I'd say you have to look at their history of non-violent action. Albion's put more civilians in the hospital in the past few months than DedSec ever has. I smell a scapegoat. Now I have Emily calling in. Emily, what's your take?
You're absolutely right, Claire. The government's just framing DedSec because they want to make it seem like they have this under control. They probably have no clue who was behind the bombings. But that doesn't look good on the news, does it?
Okay, now I'm going to pause it right here just because the radio constantly talks the entire time. Once you hack into the first one of these, those 3 arms that you see will rise up. If Spiderbot falls off, I was unable to find a way to jump back up. I don't know, maybe I'm not saying there's not one there. I'm saying I didn't find one. So if you cannot find one, you'll also notice there's no saves, no load option for an autosave, no manual save. There's also no quit mission or restart mission options. So if you fall off and you can't get back up, you are going to have to go to quit to main menu and go back in, and that will start the mission over for you. So just basically try not to fall off. But if you do, this is how to fix it if you can't jump back up.
DedSec's been a thorn in their side. Who better to pin it on?
Angie, I have you next. What do you make of all this?
I think, if anything, DedSec showed their true colors. It's terrifying to think we harbored such a dangerous element for years. Terrorists.
See how the layer rose up?
Do you find DedSec more frightening than the different gangs in London, like Clan Kelly?
Clan Kelly might set your shop on fire and maybe they'd kill you, but even they wouldn't try to blow up all of Parliament.
Next, I have Crypto King. Do you feel safer using a pseudonym?
Everyone should. Why make it easier for them to track you? And now we've seen what they're capable of and how far they're willing to go.
Hold on. Do you mean the government? Are you suggesting the government was responsible for the bombings?
Oh, trust me, Claire. They didn't do it alone. They're all in on
Don't
it.
fall
The
off.
government, Albion, Sirs, Bloom, Sky Bloody Larson, and all the way up to Downing
And then you can
Street.
just tap L1
They want to keep us scared. Harness us with
to hack it.
Shit. Situation is worse than I thought. But there's a candidate. Looks like you're DedSec's best hope.
Okay, now here you can choose any one of these that you want. I highly recommend spending time on each of them, just long enough to read the information over on the right. They are not going to be the same. If your friend is playing this game, they will have a completely different random set of people and names. The one thing that will remain the same, though, is what's in the box. Crowbar. Every set of 15 will have like a light melee crowbar person, or a wrench person, or a whatever that is, or priority care, shorter team injury time. I highly recommend going through and deciding which skill or perk sounds like it will be most useful for whatever type of team you are trying to build, as opposed to choosing necessarily what a person looks like, which you can choose for whatever you want. It's just the skill or perk that they have may end up being a little more useful down the line. So I often either choose the shorter team arrest time or the doctor, or EMT, paramedic, whatever, doctor. This one's a doctor. Shorter team injury time, because I don't often get arrested, but I do tend to get injured. So I tend to go with the injury time person. And the name is going to be different every time. So if you want the doctor, don't go looking for Noah Watson. Go looking for the doctor. And then just press X.
Glad to see you're alive. If you're still committed to the cause, DedSec needs you. I'll send you the coordinates to our last safe house. Meet me there.
All right.
So we're going to open the map. Put a marker on it. And then I will meet you guys there. You can choose to go either underground or drive or run, walk. It doesn't matter. You can do whichever one that you're the most comfortable with. But I will meet you guys there. I will meet you guys down here. Okay, we've arrived, and ignore what I said about fast traveling. You can't fast travel until you've uncovered more of the map. But later holds true. So you can see all these things. I'm going to do this right now. If you hold L1, after you've unlocked headquarters, this will give you more information. But that's how you do it.
I've downloaded a patch to your optics so you can access our security system. It's set up so that I can't just let someone who isn't DedSec in. You'll have to do the manual override.
As long as I don't have to cut my pawn to unlock some ancient blood seal, we should be fine.
Alright, so hold L1, and you see the red line here. So what you're going to do, tap L1 on each of these little areas to either unlock and then switch, or just plain switch. Unlock, rotate, unlock.
I'll see you downstairs later then.
L1. And then I always like to close the door, but I don't think you have to. I don't know if you have to or not, to tell you the truth.
Wish me luck.
Okay. So we're gonna head down the stairs.
Anyone there? I better get the power back on.
Interact. Okay. Don't know why that took 3 times. That should not have happened, but whatever.
No DedSec registration detected. Identify yourself, or I'll seal the exits, hack your optic, and read you every drunken email you ever wrote until you starve.
Sabine sent me. I'm a friend.
Sabine's alive? Well, that's one piece of good news. I'm Bagley, DedSec's definitely not stolen, highly advanced AI assistant, and it seems I've been out of commission for a few months. Anyway, why don't you go connect me to the DedSec network so I can become more powerful than you could possibly imagine? I mean, catch up on what I missed.
Okay, and while you do that, I highly recommend like you pick these up. You can listen to them, or you can skip them and listen to them later. If you tap the touch pad, they'll be found under the data screen. Here, these are the audio ones. These are DedSec ones. Each of them will show up wherever they belong in their category. But I also recommend kind of wandering around, getting used to it. There's a couple of other things to pick up.
Coming up today on The Upload, we're talking about Sky Larson, the enigmatic...
We're going to skip that one too. Then this is a relic, which is one of the collectibles. It's also found in the data tab, you can see.
Oh, how curious.
And we're going to head upstairs. Another thing to listen to.
Hello and welcome back to The Upload.
It gives a lot of backstory about who the companies and Albion and things like that. So they're really worth listening to. And then that's a mask that you can add to your wardrobe.
Ah, that's it. I'm reconnected to the network, downloading our database, news archives, and... Oh no. Terrorist group DedSec responsible for deadly bombings in London? Dalton Wolf dead? I leave you people alone for a second and you immediately cock it all up.
Who could be brazen enough to set DedSec up for the bombings?
There's a gap in my memory after Dalton... Well, let's be honest, after I disarmed the bomb at Parliament. I'm missing information about what happened after I was taken offline. But from what I can infer, an unknown hacker group identified only as Zero Day was involved. I believe this 0 Day staged the attacks and framed DedSec for their dirty work. Come to my terminal. Sabine is requesting a video call. Patching in Sabine Brandt now. I suggest you listen very closely to anything she has to say.
There you are. I'm glad you made it. Bagley. God, it's good to hear your demented little voice. Is your memory intact?
Not even slightly. The last record I have is of our HQ being raided. My only lead is a group known as 0 Day. Ring any bells?
No. But the HQ was attacked by some men in black, the same that were at Parliament. Maybe working together. We didn't stand a chance. They just gunned everyone down.
Well, Ross Clark, I'm glad you're still with us.
I managed to escape through the sewers to Camden. A contact smuggled me out of the city, and I've been hiding out in the north since.
Prudent. Your profile is red flagged as a high-priority target in the city's surveillance system. Even a partial recognition here would have you hunted down and shot on sight.
Listen me. As far as London is concerned, DedSec is responsible for the bombings. And anyone still working for them is persona non grata.
Listen, if anyone knows anything about risks, it's me. I lost everything and everyone. But it comes down to this. London is in a death spiral. And if DedSec can't pull it out, trust me, no one can. The city needs a resistance. And it starts with you. What do you say?
Well, sometimes you have to do what's right.
Excellent. New user registered. Welcome to DedSec. Now, it would be irresponsible of us to release you naked and mewling into the wild. You'll find equipment around the safe house that are essential items.
Okay, now tech points can be found throughout London. Use them to purchase tech upgrades. I highly recommend if you see them, get them if you can. Gadgets and weapons. Purchase tech in the tech menu to obtain and upgrade gadgets, weapons, and hacks. To change an operative's weapon or gadget, use the edit function in the tech menu. In the team menu, purchase tech is available to all operatives.
Comes in your DedSec kit.
Which means, see, now there's more tabs up here. All of a sudden we have a tech 1. And you're gifted 10 tech points to start, which is just enough to get the Infiltrator Spider Bot, which I highly recommend because it's fantastic and it can do some great stuff. One of the things that I will show you in a later video is how you can use Spider Bot to take down enemies. It can attack enemies, but the game isn't very good at showing you how to do that. If you sneak Spider-Bot up behind someone, and as long as you are unseen or anonymous, you know, otherwise still stealthy, if you press the square button, which is the attack button for PlayStation, in this game, Spider-Bot will take over and crawl up their bodies and their torsos, wrap itself around the face, and then electrocute them, which is kind of awesome. So I highly recommend Spider-Bot as a starting tech part. So then we're going to go back, but then we have to go back in because it doesn't just take you back to the main menu. You have to actually do it. Now we're going to edit this guy. And down the bottom right, we're going to use the D-pad to move over, hit edit, and we're going to equip the Spider-Bot. So see now it says equipped. If we go back, you can see it's now equipped in the bottom right. And I'll talk a little bit more about it when we actually use Spider-Bot. But you deploy Spider-Bot by pressing R1, and it'll just chuck him out wherever your reticle's pointing. And then you tap L1 to hack Spider-Bot, and then you're in control of Spider-Bot. That's how you change from operative to controlling Spider-Bot. You can move around and stuff. If Spider-Bot gets spotted, you have a certain amount of time to hit circle and then hold R1 to pull Spider-Bot back to you. Else, the enemies will disrupt Spider-Bot, and you'll have to wait for a cooldown period before you can use it again. But I'll go over that again the first time we use it. But just keep that in mind. And you can rewind the video and listen to me yammer over it again. But, okay, we're gonna go back.
We have a sophisticated system for hiding your identity from facial recognition tech. It's called a mask. And while we're here, perhaps we can talk about updating your wardrobe. I mean, look at you. Come on.
Now, shopping for stuff uses a currency called ETO, and it is found throughout the city. You can see its E icon on the top right next to 375. There are numerous places throughout the map where you will see E. Sometimes it's just sitting in a park in the grass. So keep an eye out on the mini-map for the E's, and you can go hack things and get money. And you can use it to buy whatever you want. Now, I'm not going to actually buy anything at the moment. So, but wardrobe is what you have, shop is what you can purchase. So if you want to change what he's wearing, see, like right now he's wearing that like bowling ball Freddy mask or Jason mask, whichever one it is. I think we're going to use that one though, because I think it's funny.
You've got all these
you can mess
fancy
around
toys,
with
but
the
it's
food.
also important to know the
Or
basics.
Not the food, the clothes.
You need to learn how to throw a punch and how to take one. Albion will escalate if you come at them with a gun and shoot you down. We want to avoid collateral damage. In DedSec, we tried to use guns only as a last resort.
Have you already met Connie Robinson? She owns the pub and is an old DedSec cop.
I also highly recommend using guns as the last resort, at least in the very beginning, because it is not very powerful.
Let's start with some basic strikes. Hit me. Don't be shy.
So the square button is attack, which is the same as how to attack for Spider-Bot.
Under my block. Find the weak point.
And then follow it up with a square. And circle is dodge. But it doesn't always pull you back very well. We're gonna go up triangle. Follow it up with a couple squares. And then dodge back. Which is circle. Triangle. That's when they have their hands up, when they're blocking. Use triangle when they're blocking themselves.
Quick on your feet now. You want to create distance.
We're gonna dodge. Or, well, try again. Dodge. There, dodge. Square, square. Dodge. You just get better at it than I am. Dodge. Square, square, square. And when you dodge properly, it'll slow down. That's how you know you did it right. It's all timing.
You're getting it. That's it.
So now it's an actual fight. And you have to actually defeat her. See there, you just got 100 points to go shopping for clothes.
Right. Gear in order? Know enough not to punch yourself in the face or get shot for pulling out a gun too early? Brilliant. I'm working out how we find Zero Day and ruin their day, but I need someone with actual legs to do the legwork. Hope you're ready.
We have some damage control to do if we want to change the perception that we're a bunch of violent thugs. I'll let you be the judge of how best to handle yourself, but remember, you represent DedSec now.
Where would you like me to get started?
Make no mistake, London is under occupation. Armed mercenaries patrol our streets, allegedly to keep people safe, but really they're keeping the people scared.
Albions abuse their authority to consolidate power. They're holding on to it by keeping everyone afraid.
So, we have to ignite the will to resist in the people of London by showing them that Albion aren't the solution. They're the problem.
For that, we'll need information. I'm pushing 2 sets of coordinates to your optic.
Cheers, Bagley. I've identified 2 opportunities. 1, we're going to disrupt some Albion propaganda. Remind the people it's not Albion's way or the highway. 2, we need intel about Albion operations if we want to throw a spanner in their plans. You game?
Anything you need, Sabine, me there for you.
Brilliant. Let's get the people of London on board.